Here we go. Spoiler alert, audience. The best is yet to come this morning. Good morning on this Wednesday, August 26, 2020. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Jace. Grab a cup of coffee. Hang with us for a few minutes. And while you're getting that cup of coffee, please say hello to my good friend, my sister from another mister, the fabulous Kendall. Good morning,
Good
Kendall.
morning. Good morning.
Listen to that fake applause. Cheering for you, Kendall.
I even waved at myself in the camera.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing really well. I love the sunshine. I love the heat.
I know.
I'm into this.
It's going to be 90, 91, I think Cody said.
93. Cody
something
just
like that.
updated it.
I know, and I was going to go. I was going to go. I've been trying to go back to running. I haven't run since vacation because I injured myself on the Mummy roller coaster, and I know that's something.
You injured yourself on the Mummy roller coaster?
I did. I know it's nothing that an adult should ever say in their life, but I slammed up against the hand, the thing, the guard, and it came to an abrupt stop, and I lunged forward, and it bruised. Yeah, it hurt. Like I'm just now breathing normally.
Ow.
So I was gonna go for a run today, and then Cody's telling me it's gonna be 400 degrees outside. So well.
Skip it.
Happy Dog Day, by the way.
Yeah,
Happy Dog Day, everybody.
National Dog Day.
National Dog Day. So to celebrate, we thought it would be fun. Now, if it was normal times, we would have our dogs here, but we're barely allowed in the building, let alone the puppies. So we have some new pictures of our boys. There we are. There we are on my mother-in-law's pontoon. It was a couple weeks ago. And there's Big taking his place like Leonardo DiCaprio on the Titanic.
Look at that boodle.
Taking his rightful position. And there's Dexter just wondering, when are we getting back and when are you feeding me? I mean, that's basically what he's thinking in that picture.
I feel like he's given like the smolder stare too.
That's Dexter's normal look. Dexter is, he's a pill. I mean, he has an attitude. I mean, his daddy. Like his daddy. I mean, they say dogs start to look like their owners after a while. Dogs start to actually act like their owners. Because Big, we call Big Colin's dog, and Dexter's my son.
Yeah.
Dexter pouts. Dexter's cranky. He has an attitude. As executive producer Jeff goes, well, that describes you.
It all makes sense. That's why my heart.
I didn't need that applause. Thank you. I didn't really need the applause there.
That makes sense because Harvey's Jordan's dog, and she's like cuckoo bananas, nutter butters.
Let's see the picture. You have the pictures of the dogs.
Yeah, we've got the video. You see that? There's Jordan. That was on our vacation we were just on up north. Harvey loves to swim. She's a pit bull wiener dog mix. Again, somehow she can float.
Somehow it will never stop being entertaining that you have a pit bull, a weenie dog mix.
And then Stella, the little black one there. You'll see when Harvey gets back that Stella, she's like me. She loves attention. She's does not get in the water. She's like, no, girl, I'm not doing that. But then when Harvey gets back, she's like, I'm going to steal your stick, though. Look at this. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got it. Thanks for doing the hard work, Harvey.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing the work. I'm not getting my hair wet.
No. No. So it's true. Your dogs become you.
Yep. Yeah. When Dexter pouts on the couch, like if I have to, he listens to me. If I have to, I'm like, Dexter. He'll go on the other side of the sectional and won't look at me. He'll turn his head.
I love those videos.
He won't look at me, and I'll be like, Dexter, and he won't. He pouts. I love him. So happy National Dog Day, everybody. Okay, let's get started. It is time for the hot dish. Here we go. I've added sound effects. I don't know. I'm just like, you know what? Just trying to mix things up. Yeah, just mixing things up. Let's get started. We're learning more about Dorinda Medley leaving the Real Housewives of New York. According to Page 6, she was actually fired from Bravo. We thought she just left. No, they're saying she was fired by Bravo. And it may have something to do with, this type of behavior.
Shame on you! I want to shame on you for saying that to this girl.
You're not paying on
She was with you when you were down and out.
Stop.
Stop.
Dorinda, why are you being like this?
This woman.
You were so scary. You don't even know what's going on here.
Yeah, I do.
I knew you were
I do.
You know everything, Dorinda. Dorinda,
Wait.
you know everything,
Really?
don't you?
So
With
yeah,
your
that's
hand,
right.
you know everything.
You know what?
No, you don't know
You're
everything.
drunk.
No, you don't.
What she's saying
You
is,
drunken fool. You have a mugshot of your drunkenness.
Ooh. Yeah, well, that's what I mean by that type of behavior. Apparently, Bravo had enough. when Dorinda would become what people are referring to, this isn't me, they're calling her a mean drunk. Emphasis on the mean part, not the drunk part. She would make fun of the Countess for her DUI, and that was a bridge too far, according to sources. Dorinda was reportedly a little blindsided by the news. This shocks me because, again, if I was producing that show, I would actually keep Dorinda and Leah and fire everyone else.
Really? Even the Countess?
Yeah, the Countess, I love the Countess. I do. She's run her course. How many cabarets do we need? We've seen that plot. We've seen her get married. We've seen her divorce. We've seen her sleep with pirates. We've seen her fall in a bush. And I'm not joking.
So
she
good.
really, literally did. Arr, matey. She slept with a pirate. We've seen it all. She's an OG, but you know what? Let's evolve.
That's true. I do think that these shows do better. The longer they're on, the more they evolve and mix in new blood.
Well, and speaking of that, the rumor mill thinks another housewife could be next to go. Ramona has taken housewife off of her Twitter handle. She still has RHONY on her Instagram, though, for Real Housewives of New York. But on Twitter, she took Real Housewives of New York off her bio. It's kind of like when you unfollow someone on Instagram, it means you hate them.
Yeah.
This is kind of the same thing. When you take a job off, it probably means you're getting ready to leave that job. So,
you want to know something like that I'm only admitting to you and all thousands of people who are watching?
Yeah, it's just us. Don't worry about it. Nobody's watching.
Nobody's watching. I thought it was just Ronnie, and I never knew that it was an acronym for Real Housewives of New York for a very long time. I was like, why do people call themselves Ronnie all the time?
Well, I get it. You look at it for so much, you're like, oh, that's a word. Next in the dish, NBC is going all in on the success of the Netflix docuseries Tiger King. They've ordered a limited series based on the show for their streaming platform, Peacock. SNL's Kate McKinnon will play Carol Baskin. Hi, all you cool cats and kittens. The series will follow Carol as she tries to expose Joe Exotic, but then Joe stops at nothing to expose her hypocrisy. This is one of two series, actually, based on the hit docuseries. The other, I can't believe I'm going to read this, will star Nicolas Cage as Joe Exotic. No word on who will play him in the NBC version. These are the two shows too many. Two shows. We have the docuseries. That's all we need. We don't need a dramatization. The docuseries played out like a TV show. It played out like a scripted series. You can't do better than that.
No.
I mean,
no.
That's one of the reasons why soap operas have declined in popularity. You know why? Because you can't do better than some of the drama on reality shows like Housewives. Producers can't come up with crazier scenarios than a former countess falls in a bush and sleeps with a pirate. You know, you're not going to see that on All My Children's.
I know. Well, maybe. I mean,
we're not going to see anything because the show's canceled. But I'm saying, back when All My Children was on.
I agree. I mean, the reason that it was so successful is because it was like just a train wreck. You're waiting for the next fiasco to happen on Tiger King. What I would like would be just a short follow-up. And not the kind that they did when Netflix was like, we have
Joel
a follow-up.
McHale, that was stupid.
That was so dumb. I mean, I legit want to see who's in jail now and where my Tigers are at.
Yeah, I don't want to see it cheap. They did that just to capitalize when they had Joel McHale on a Mac in a Zoom meeting.
Dumb.
It was so dumb, cheaply made. I want to watch. I want them interviewed. I want that zookeeper who lost. Didn't she lose her arm? I want her interviewed. I want to see everybody. I want to see Carol's husband.
Yeah.
Not the dead one. No. I want to see not the one.
Right. I want to know if they're still going to the Walmart to get all the old frozen meat.
I want to see that. I want to see that pizza shop made with the Walmart expired meat.
Yes.
Again, Walmart expired meat, something I never thought I would say in my broadcast career, but yeah. Next in the dish, there's a new development in the Britney Spears battle over her finances. Stop us if you heard this before. But here's the twist. Her sister, Jamie Lynn Spears, is going to take on a bigger role. She has been named a trustee of Britney's finances. The trust includes Britney's bank account and personal items. Now, if it's unclear if it also includes her music rights. We don't know that. Earlier this month, you remember this, Brit asked that her father be removed as the person who oversees her estate. Her father says Britney needs people overseeing her trust because Britney can't manage her own stuff or Britney can't resist fraud.
Ooh.
Here's the problem. And I'm not making a joke. You know, I want I feel bad for the Brit.
Yep.
But when your baby sister is looking over your finances, to me, that is not a good sign. Just saying.
I have a slightly different opinion.
Perfect.
Okay, so Jamie is, I believe, 29. Jamie Lynn, Brittany's 38.
Yes.
So they're about 9 years difference. My youngest sister is 6 years younger than me.
Okay.
If I really needed help for whatever reason, some mental breakdown or something, I don't think I'd have a problem with my sister taking over if I couldn't trust my parents. We have a great relationship. I think she's a smart cookie. I'd be like, okay, I'd be really comfortable with it.
Okay, that's a good point. Because I'm an only child,
yeah.
I don't have that dynamic. The closest I have to a brother is my cousin Stan and my foreign exchange student Nelson in Brazil. Hey, who's actually running for public office in Brazil. How crazy is that? Yeah, he's like my brother. I mean, we're still in contact. His name is Nelson, and he was our foreign exchange student in my freshman year of high school, and we did not get along back then. But now he is like he's my brother, and he's running for office
in Brazil.
Okay, Bob from Twin Peaks keeps falling.
Having a hard time.
This is Bob. He's the demon from He keeps falling.
Bob's gone.
I think I hit a crew member there. I think I hit a crew member, yeah.
You okay?
Still ahead, everybody. As we said at the top of the show, it is National Dog Day, and we have more puppies. Puppies. Plus, a popular show is coming back for a reunion special just in time for the election. Which one is it? You can see right there. And later, a local actor is ready to star in Disney's latest live-action remake. We're chatting with Duamua about his role in Mulan when we come back. Stay with us, everybody. Good show ahead. Now we got to go find Bob.
Articles are even written. Clickbait articles are written about the subject. Someone sent me this one the other day. It said, 15 celebs David Spade is surprisingly friends with. Well, I'm David Spade. I like surprises, so I checked it out. But when you read it, two things immediately come to mind. Either the author of the article has no idea who I am, or no idea what the word surprisingly means. For example, number 15 is Adam Sandler. We've been in 7,000 movies and done a TV show together, all right? If you Google David Spade plus Adam Sandler, there's 1.9 million results. Then there's number 12, Chris Farley. This is well documented. In fact, the only reason you've ever heard of me is because I was friends with Chris Farley. Moving on, number 11 is Chris Rock. Saturday Night Live, Grown Ups 2, 500 dinners. I mean, I feel like this whole article is a wasted opportunity because I do have some friendships that truly are surprising. Kim Jong-un. Turns out he's a huge Tommy Boy fan.
Aren't we all? Tommy Boy, one of the best movies ever. Welcome back. David Spade talking about his famous friends last night, guest hosting for Kimmel. Have you ever Googled yourself, Kendall? Have you ever?
I have, yeah.
It's frightening. Not yours. I mean, I'm saying you. No. Okay. I should have put a comma before I. No, I didn't mean Googling you is frightening. I just mean Googling yourself is frightening. Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's very odd. I Googled my husband when I met him, and then my father told me that I didn't need to do that because he'd already done a background check, and my husband had done a background check on me. And I'm like, what's with all of you people and your background checks on everybody?
More importantly, who were you dating before your husband that you needed?
I don't know. I just wanted to know.
Yeah. Well, I can't laugh. I started doing background checks on people. Well, I dated that guy that was a fake British person.
Yeah, fake Brit.
Yeah, I thought he said he was a tennis officiant, that he worked for the Hillary Clinton campaign, and that he was British. None of those things were true. And yeah. And then,
so you need to do background checks.
And then bippity boppity boo, I'm in the Star Tribune. Yeah. Under the headline, Jason Matheson is the Twin Cities Anne Hathaway. That's never, because Anne Hathaway was taken for granted or taken advantage of by a fraudulent individual. That's what we'll call my ex. A fraudulent individual. Allegedly. Mm-hmm. Next in the dish, the cast of a popular TV show is getting back together for the first time in nearly 2 decades. Which cast? This cast.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. I wish I could spend more than a few minutes with you, but the polls don't close in the East for another hour, and there are plenty of election results still left to falsify.
Yeah, it's probably not that funny of a joke nowadays. Variety says the stars of NBC's The West Wing will reunite in an HBO Max special. The reunion will be shot in early October and will encourage all of us to vote. Rob Lowe, Allison Janney, Martin Sheen, and Aaron Sorkin, the creator, writer, blah, 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 all signed on. And it will feature guest appearances, including the Obamas. The West Wing won 26 Emmys over its 7-year run, and it started in '99 and ran until 2006. I was telling our good friend, meteorological superstar Cody Matz over there from Fox 9, I've never seen The West Wing.
I haven't either.
I haven't.
No.
And
you and I both.
But I have seen The American President, which was right before Aaron Sorkin. Aaron Sorkin wrote that movie.
Okay.
With Michael Douglas played the president. Martin Sheen played, I believe, the chief of staff. And then Aaron did The West Wing and made Martin Sheen the president.
Okay.
American President, it's idealistic. It's a fantasy. It idealizes the office of the president, but still one of my favorite movies. I'm a sucker for a romance, and I love Annette Bening. She's in it too.
Oh, it's a romantic
Yeah,
movie?
it's about Annette Bening's a lobbyist, an environmental lobbyist, and she's kind of going toe to toe with Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
And they kind of fall in love, and I love Annette Bening.
She's great.
I don't talk about her enough.
What I don't understand about this special is that they're filming it in early October.
Okay.
Well, aren't we encouraging people to get out the vote ahead of time? Like, if you're encouraging people, it just seems like a really quick flip because, as we know, it takes a while to get these things edited.
I think we should just, I don't care when you vote. Vote! I mean, don't vote after the election, but I mean, vote.
You dummy!
Don't be going on November 15th. Can I still vote? No, I'm sorry. It's a little too late to do that.
I know. So, I mean, just the timing seems a little odd.
Yeah.
And if they're having the Obamas, I would think that they'd maybe have the Bushes or...
Well, they probably, schedule-wise, getting all of those people together, they all have, they all have jobs, I think. I think Rob Lowe, I think he's surfing. So, who knows?
I mean, they're famous. So.
Next in the dish, Kristen Calamari and Jay Cutler announced they were getting divorced 4 months ago. And now Kristen is moving on in a very meaningful way. She posted this on her own Instagram, everyone. She's receiving a butterfly tattoo because she is free from the cocoon of marriage. She said butterflies are a sign for her when going through difficult times.
Oh. I definitely thought that was a McDonald's sign behind her. I'm like, oh, she got a tattoo at the McDonald's? That's cool.
I had, speaking of exes, when I broke up with one of my exes,
yes.
I sound like Elizabeth Taylor. I haven't really had them. I made it seem like, okay, there's this person. I really didn't date a lot in my 20s. But when I broke up with one of my exes, that night, it was, I guess, so horrible to be with me that he went out and got like a tattoo that night. And I'm not joking. Had a few cocktails and got a tattoo. I'm like, was it that bad to be with me? But yeah. Why are you laughing? You find that funny, Kendall?
I find that really funny.
Yeah. I literally broke up with him. He went across the street, meeting our mutual friend Cindy. And then Cindy and he went to the tattoo shop that night, and he got a tattoo.
And
it said,
that.
free from Jason. Or I don't know what he got. I don't know.
You don't have a tattoo, but you want to get the South Fork,
Very
right?
good memory. I do not. There's no tats on this little pudgy body.
This BMW doesn't need no bumper stickers.
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
But right here, little South Fork logo right there, the SF. Yeah. So for the rest of my life, people will go, what's that for?
San Francisco?
Is that San Francisco? Is that for rice-a-roni? Do you get a little verklempt when watching movies? What? I know I do.
Verklempt?
Verklempt.
Who says that?
Well, a lot of people do. Well, there's a new ranking from Cosmo. Well, that lists the 50 weepy, heartbreaking tearjerkers, that's a whole other thing, everyone should see. They're the movies guaranteed to help you get the tears out of your system. And you know we love a good list. We love tearing it down or building it up. Let's see how this one falls. It includes most of the movies you think would be on the list, like Titanic, Ghost, The Notebook, Steel Magnolias, I'm in a good mood. Anyway, I was going to quote it, but it'll just lead us down a dark road. But there are a few you may not remember. First up, a movie from 1991 starring 2 child actors. Remember this?
You want to go tree climbing, Thomas J? His face hurts. And where is his glasses? He can't see without his glasses. Put his glasses on. Put on his glasses. He was going to be an acrobat.
He's gone, sweetheart. He's gone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have warned you. Welcome to the Jason Show, Death Scene Wednesday, everybody. That's right. Welcome. We're bound to cheer you up. We're going to show you nothing but 20 minutes of death scenes. That is Anna Klumsky and Macaulay Culkin in the 91 movie My Girl with Dan Aykroyd and Jamie Lee Curtis. I love this movie so much. They made that horrible My Girl 2, which never should have been made. But this movie is so charming, and that scene with the bees, and when she goes up to the little, by the way, spoiler alert, Macaulay dies.
If you didn't just watch.
Yeah, that scene breaks my heart every time. Every time.
So sad.
It might have been because I was attacked by bees in a doghouse when I was like 8.
Are you serious?
I was, yeah.
You are Macaulay Culkin?
I was. Well, I'm alive. But
well,
I mean, yeah,
but not
I
dead.
survived. But yeah, it was horrifying. I remember it. Yeah, when my dog E.T. was in the doghouse and I went in there and
So many
I
references.
knocked down a thing and a thing of wasps and I was attacked. Yeah.
Scary.
Tragic.
Tragic.
Next, a movie from the late 90s starring 2 Oscar winners. Look at this.
And my fear is that she'll be thinking, I wish my mom was here.
And mine is, she won't.
Don't talk about me like I'm not here. Julia Roberts and Susan Sarandon in 98's Stepmom. Sarandon's character is dying of cancer, and Julia is married to her ex-husband, played by Ed Harris. People make fun of this movie. It's so cheesy. I mean, again, it's one of those movies where there's a sequence where the family is dancing in their home to Ain't No Mountain High Enough. I got to tell you, my mom and my dad and I never did a dance routine in our house. But I mean, it's a little cheeseball, but it does make me cry every single time.
I've seen a lot of different clips of it.
You've never seen the entire movie?
I've never seen the entire movie, but there's great actors in it, so you can't.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Ed
you
Harris
cannot
is so
like
good.
it.
The next tearjerker may be unexpected. It's from an Oscar-nominated movie from 1985. That's Whoopi Goldberg, Oprah Winfrey, and others from Steven Spielberg's masterpiece, The Color Purple. The end of the movie when Celie reunites with her sister and children. I got to tell you, that movie's longer. It is one of my all-time favorite films. If you go through Celie's journey, that whole movie, and you get to that scene at the end of the movie and you do not cry, you are an android. You are an android and you don't have a heart. That is one of the, my mother-in-law hasn't seen that. We're planning on showing it to her. It's such a beautiful movie and I can recite most of Oprah's lines. That's how pathetic of a fan I am. You told Harpo to beat me. All my life I've been fighting my... The last clip is from an Oscar-winning movie in 1997. Look.
Not you. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Yep. This one just makes you sad for multiple reasons. That's the late Robin Williams and Matt Damon in the classic from 97, Good Will Hunting. That's just for all, there's a whole bunch of reasons now. And now it's even sadder because we've lost Robin. But gosh, is that a good movie.
Such a good movie.
Yeah.
I've told you about my husband's love affair with
Yes.
Robin Williams. So when I told him a few years ago that I hadn't seen that movie, he was like, we're watching it right now. We stopped everything we were doing, and I was just a ball bag.
How do you like them apples? A few others on the list: A Star is Born with Gaga and Cooper, absolutely. The Fault in Our Stars, and Beaches with Bette Midler and Barbara Hershey, and Barbara Hershey's lips. You can check out the whole list, Barbara Hershey, the best lips ever. You can check out the whole list at cosmopolitan.com. Beaches, still to this day, I cry like a crazy person. Still ahead, we're chatting with local actor turned Hollywood star Duamua about his latest movie, Mulan. Not just any movie, a huge movie. When we come back after this, everyone.
I will take revenge for my father. What is your name, soldier?
Hua Jun, Commander, son of Hua Zhou.
You will now take the oath of the warrior.
Loyal. Brave. True.
That is a clip from Disney's live-action remake of Mulan. The film's release date has been pushed back a couple times because of the pandemic, but thank goodness it's finally going to roll out next week, and it features, hey, a local guy. Please welcome, I love saying this, St. Paul's own Duamua. Hi, Dua.
Hey, how you guys doing?
I'm doing great. Let me just start off with this. Congratulations, my friend. It's finally going to audiences.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. So, and it's a perfect film for during this time. So
absolutely. I've been saying everyone's looking for some good escapism, and you can't get better than a Disney film like this. Dua, talk to me about your character in the animated. And I'm a Disney geek, so I've seen them all. Your character in the animated was a little goofy. What's your character like in the live action? Same characteristics?
I feel like it's a little combination both, because again I kind of wanted to pay an homage to the animated character, so but kind of bring a little bit of myself into it as well, and what I experienced while going through this film process. So a lot of the training and wearing the 40-pound armor, and so it's a lot of the movement and kind of whatever I condense it to from the animated into real life. So.
And for people who haven't seen the animated, not familiar, tell the folks who you play and a little bit about how your character fits into the story of Mulan.
Yeah, so I play Chingpo, the peaceful kind of goofy here and there. So for this film, I had to gain 40 pounds to kind of fit the characteristic of the animated film. So he's like the quiet Zen friend of Mulan.
Now, most people would be like, oh, it would be fun putting on weight and just not caring about what you eat. But I've heard from other people who have had to gain weight for roles that they say it's not as fun as you think it is. Was it difficult, and what did you have to do literally?
I mean, it was fun at the beginning, and then towards, when about shooting and training, it gets unfun, if that makes sense.
Yes, oh yeah.
Because you have to eat a certain amount of calories, and then when you go training, you have horseback, you have fight training, and swords, and a lot of weapon usage. And when it comes down to you lose all of that after training, and then you have to eat more calories on top of that, and then it gets to a point where you're just like, oh, how much food do I have to eat? And plus, New Zealand itself, it's a really healthy country, so nothing fried, and not a lot of things are fried or preservative in their food, so it gets tough a little bit.
Dua, was this, depending on what you're auditioning for, sometimes the process can go really well. You walk in, the casting director says, okay, boom, yep, you're perfect, you got it. And sometimes the process is long. I heard the process of getting this role was a little long. Why so?
I think they're trying to find the right Mulan, so I think that's the biggest thing, where Nikki Caro went through a mass amount of girls that she looked through, and she just keep coming back to Ife, and I think it was conflict of her schedule too. So eventually Ife came along and decided to play Mulan, and basically from there everything started kind of lining up and auditioning the boys and all the villains in the film. So that's one of the biggest process. So
we can look at the trailer and see the scale of this movie. What was the first day? What was the first day on the set like? Because all of us watching this, we're never going to be probably on a movie set. Take us to that first day when you walk on the set and maybe you see the hundreds of extras. What was running through your mind when you saw the scale of this production?
First thing came to my mind was like, wow, I'm living a dream,
Yeah.
And being part of history, because Mulan made such an impact back in 1998, and now it's coming live action. And the great thing about this film is, it's a little bit different from the animated film. So it's like just a scale of all the set pieces that they came together you felt like you were actually back in that time. All the armor, all the clothing, and pretty much swords and everything, and horses and fire, and it was raining during the first day we shot, so it literally felt like you were in the trenches.
It's fantastic. Well, we have more with Dua when we come back. As I said, he's a local guy, so where did he grow up? And his story, more with Duamua when we return. Back after this, everyone. Stay with us. back with Duamua, who stars in Disney's live-action remake of Mulan, which is finally going to be hitting streaming on Disney+. Do I mention you're from here? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in the projects, McDonough Homes, and right by the old Kmart on 35 East. So,
did you ever? Was this a dream of yours, Dua? If you could, go back and talk to like 10-year-old Dua, was this a dream of yours? Because you do it all. We're going to talk about a movie that you wrote. Was the film industry something you dreamt of?
Yeah, I started out singing, and eventually I was like, I'm not going to make it as an Asian singer. So I kind of, think to my drama teacher, who kind of keep pushing me to pursue acting, and that kind of led me to, find my niche in acting. So.
And didn't you? Our studios are in Eden Prairie. You went to school around here. You went to school right down the road, didn't you?
Yeah, international school in Minnesota. And so I got full scholarship to go there, and it's a college preparatory school, and it's a little different where you kind of get a different slice of the world from growing up in the projects to international school, where you get a vast of like different international students that goes there, so you learn a lot.
I know it's really important to you for more exposure for among filmmakers in front and behind the scenes. So when you said earlier that Mulan was such a special film, I don't think people realize, especially now that they just kind of take it for granted. Back in '98, it was such a huge deal, right, Dua? Because it was the first time Disney featured a lead that was Asian. It was a giant deal.
Yeah, no, definitely. Just to see ourselves on screen, even in cartoon, was such a big, powerful movement that Disney put together. So it's and also being a female lead in a cartoon, or even now, is such a powerful message for all the young girls and all the young boys out there. So.
Well, you said it. You want to see yourself reflected back in the entertainment that you watch. Representation is important.
Yeah.
I mentioned you wrote a movie. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's called The Harvest, and we were planning to come to Minnesota and shoot it, but just because of a lot of details, we're moving to Illinois to shoot it. It's a coming-of-age story, that deals with deals with the Hmong system, as well as the LGBT issues within the Hmong community. So I wrote it because my cousin came out to me, and it's kind of trying to bring that into the element to open up conversation within our own community and just around the world, that this is a matter that we all should be talking about and supportive of it.
Well, as a creative, as a filmmaker, there's so many more avenues now, and there's so many opportunities, like Disney Plus being a streaming service and YouTube. Filmmakers don't really have to rely on the old system of pitching their movie to a studio, the studio distributes it, it goes to a theater. Now you can put a movie on YouTube and get attention. Do you find it, as a creative, as a filmmaker, is it a really good time to do what you do?
It is, but there's a point where there's two avenues, right? So you want to just share the story, or you want to still hold the history of what filmmaking is, and go through the process of getting it distributed or getting it made and financed in the whole 9 yards. So it's, for me, I still enjoy getting it distribute, finance, shoot, and get it sold at a film festival, because it's all about an experience. And with that experience, you could literally, motivate the younger generation that it's possible, rather than just putting on YouTube or free platforms where it's just like, oh, anybody could just do that. But like, to kind of strive for more is what my goal is, where it's like, oh, if I can do it, you guys can do it. If you guys just work hard enough and just, put your mind to it,
Yeah, I hope there's a kid watching that feels that way, that sees you and reflected in themselves and thinks, well, my dream's not crazy. Have you seen last question before we go, have you seen the movie yet? Did you screen it yet? Has the cast seen it?
I saw it in March when we had the premiere. I was hesitant at watching it, but it's a little weird seeing yourself 40 pounds heavier watching on a big screen. But my parents came to California with my little sister, and I took them to the premiere. And again, it's just to see my parents and how happy they were to see that. That I was able to pursue my dream and, you know, share with them. I think that was like the best day of my life, you know, because again, it's you don't see a lot of Hmong people, you know, pursuing this. And, you know, a lot of my parents keep telling me that, you know, it's going to be a hard road because you're Hmong and you're not Chinese or Japanese or Korean, you know, where there's tons of stories for them, but there's no story for you. And I think Disney did a great job of being inclusive of, you know, all the minority group within China, because the Hmong people, they come from China. So which I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, it's amazing. Your light is going to land on a little kid watching and inspire them to really pursue their dreams. So Dua, thank you so much. Continued success.
Thank you, guys.
Mulan hits Disney Plus on September 4th. It's National Dog Day, and we've got dogs. Kind of, sort of, when we come back after this. Hey, we're back. And hopefully so are you. Well, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, today is National Dog Day. Having a dog means having to give your dog a bath, which isn't always easy. Hello, Dexter. Joining us, no, hello, actually, Mr. Big. Joining us live with some help is the owner of Downtown Dogs and the newly opened Dogs Day Out, which we will talk about in a minute. It's Ralph Bernstein. Good morning, Ralph.
Good morning. Happy National Dog Day.
Well, happy National Dog Day. Full disclosure, it's not the reason you're on the show, but I'm a proud, Dexter and Mr. Big are proud downtown doggers, so to speak.
I know.
Yes, you have a great facility there. Okay, I mentioned the bath, Ralph. How can you help the folks? What's the trick of giving a good bath?
Having a good dog. No.
Yes.
You know, one of the tricks is getting your dog used to having a bath early. So, you know, if you've gotten your dog as a puppy, start giving them a bath, you know, right away. It's almost like anything else. You know, there's training involved. So, you know, the sooner you can get a dog used to the idea that, okay, we're getting in the tub, you know, make it a little fun, you know, so that they're not dreading it. Now, some dogs, you know, my dog Franny, who's a pug, she will go 50 miles out of her way to avoid rain or water, so she never likes a bath. But really, it's about getting your dog used to it. It's also being careful, like if you were giving a baby a bath. You know, you want to test the water. You want to make sure, particularly the first time that you're doing it, that, you know, nothing is going to spook them, so that the water is a good temperature, that you're protecting their eyes. You know, nothing that's going to make them remember that, oh, this was an unpleasant experience, because the dogs will remember, and then, you know, they'll not want to, you know, they'll not want to do it. Another thing is, you know, a lot of dogs, and people don't always remember this, you know, lots of dogs like more enclosed spaces.
Yeah.
So having a space the dog is comfortable in, whether it's your own bathtub, whether it's a tub like we have here, but, you know, a space that the dog feels that they're secure. You know, higher walls, where they feel like, you know, they're in this somewhat uncomfortable or unusual environment, but at least they feel secure. So those are just some things, you know, off the top of my head that I would say are pretty key to getting a dog comfortable.
Ralph, we're looking behind you. That's a Dog's Day Out. This is you do it yourself. It's kind of a DIY dog wash. Can you explain to the folks how it works? It's a beautiful facility, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, we're very proud of it. We you know, we opened in June. You know, crazy guy that I am, opening a business in the middle of a global pandemic. But yeah, so it is a DIY, do-it-yourself dog wash, and we also actually offer full service and grooming as well. But the main focus of it is DIY. So you come in, bring your dog, you use our tub. We give you everything you need. Obviously the tub, the water. Shampoo, conditioner, combs, brushes. We have blow dryers that are not heated, they're just forced air, towels, anything you could need to bathe your dog. You can see the folks in the background are wearing aprons. We have aprons so that when the inevitable shake happens, you're staying at least somewhat dry. And then as much help as you want, we're happy to give, but the idea being that your bathroom and you hopefully are staying somewhat drier and cleaner. The other thing is these tubs at least are more ergonomic. They're at a height that's much higher than most people's bathtubs. So you can see folks aren't leaning over all the way into the tub. Since we're doing full disclosure, that actually is Franny in the tub, and she's trying her best to not act like she really would like to get out of there.
I think Franny's doing a really good job. Before we go, Ralph, tell people about the Zen Den. What is that?
So, there are many dogs who are a little skittish. They're skittish around people. They're skittish around other dogs. And so, I think because we also operate Downtown Dogs, and we've been doing that a long time, we're very aware of that. So when we were building Dog Stay Out, we added what we call the Zen Den, which is it's a private bathing and drying room. So if there are dogs who really are uncomfortable, even if there was a dog in the tub next to Franny, that might raise the dog's anxiety level. We have a room where you can take your dog. There's a tub in there. There's a drying station in there. And again, everything you might need, but the dog can have privacy. Or, they might just be a little shyer about, being in the bathtub in front of other dogs. But regardless of the reason, the Zen Den is a more calming spot for a dog to have a bath and a blow dry than if they were out on our main floor.
Well, I will end with a compliment. Cheers to your staff at Downtown Dogs. Dexter, my boxer, is a pill. He would prefer people other than dogs. So your staff takes such good care of him. He basically hangs out with the humans while he's there and not the dogs. So you have a good team there, Ralph.
Thank you. And we love Dexter. We love seeing him. We love, we love Mr. Big too. So really, they're sweet guys. So I hear you, but he's a peach.
Well, thank you. Continued success, my friend. For more information, check out dtdogs.com. And for the dog wash, go to dogsdaympls.com. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with Kendall and more right after this. Welcome back, everyone. As always, you can stay connected with us on social media. Again, we're looking for just comments and questions. If you have a good show and tell item, maybe a collector's item or a weird tie collection, let us know. Search for us, Jason Show TV, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also follow our personal accounts too. The show never stops there. Kendall has great pictures of her dogs on her Instagram, and mine is Jason Matheson. My dear friends, get one more cup of coffee. We're not done. We'll wrap things up right after these words. Back in a moment. Welcome back. Hey, I asked this of you yesterday or a couple of days ago. I'll ask it again. As you guys know, if you've watched the news, Hurricane Laura is barreling toward the Gulf Coast, the Texas shoreline in Louisiana. If you've watched the show, you know my mother, Dar. She lives in Lake Charles, Louisiana. She's been through a lot of hurricanes, but this one's different because, as you guys know, there's satellite imagery of the hurricane, giant storm, a Cat 4. Hopefully, I think it's a Cat 3 now, with the potential of becoming a Cat 4 when it makes landfall. But if you also know that my mom lost her husband at the beginning of the year, so this is the first hurricane that she's really doing by herself, which was my worst nightmare. I said it to her. I said, I got to get you to move here before your hurricane because I can't have you being by yourself during hurricane season. So if I could ask, I don't like asking you things, favors, but if you could keep my mom in your thoughts, because the town she lives in is Lake Charles, Louisiana, and every darn weather map, no offense to the meteorologists, they literally spotlight Lake Charles as probably getting hit one of the hardest areas. So keep my mom in your thoughts and prayers tonight as the storm makes landfall around midnight tonight. So I'll keep you guys updated because y'all are so sweet. You write nice messages about my mom, so I'll keep you updated. So
absolutely.
Yeah, it's just, I'm texting her even as we speak, like, get those phone chargers ready. Yeah, so tomorrow on The Jason Show, some sweet treats from a local baker who just won the Food Network's Chopped Sweets Challenge. Plus, we kick off our State Fair memories with a trip down memory lane. That's coming up tomorrow. But right now, if you're watching and you are a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Thanks. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone.